Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. I'm hoping you've all had a fantastic Thursday. This is going to be your daily cryptocurrency market update, and we've got some really interesting and exciting things to go over. It's quite a hard time, I think, to work out whether to put money into the market right now or not. Now, luckily for me, and I'm sure many of you that follow the channel, we positioned before the bulk of this upside. It was a big step for us taking a step into off of that stablecoin ledge into the cryptocurrency markets for the first time in essentially a year, but it was the right call with the benefit of hindsight. But do you continue to invest? And certainly right now, with what is going to be certainly onto the lead up to and likely on and thereafter, a very volatile event that's going to shake all markets and move them, which is the US CPI. This is central to everything that's going on in the macroeconomic landscape. And ultimately, it's very hard to position going into this. So the crypto that I accumulated, and by the way, guys, for anybody that wants to join my Patreon and get ahead of the curve, there's a link in the description. There's an altcoin that we've been investing in for a while now, actually pre-Christmas, that last night alone went up 60%. So from midnight till the point of me waking up this morning was up 60%. So you could have paid for your year's membership with even a small amount of money on that altcoin. But that's neither here nor there, guys. We've given out some altcoins that have done more than that. We gave out one last week that I think is like 3x up. So a couple of 100%. But anybody who wants to find out more about that, there's a link in the description. But positioning right now is hard with the CPI around the corner because it's going to move everything. I think you're going to have a volatile time going into it. And ultimately, where crypto's at in terms of Z levels is its make or break. We've spoken about this reverse head and shoulders. And this is typically how you'll climb out of a downtrend. And I also want to reiterate this because I'm still seeing people saying that we're out of a bear market. Bull and bear markets are very simple, right? It's a macro term, in my opinion, 6 months and longer. And a downtrend is very simply a concession of lower lows and lower highs, and an uptrend is the reverse. So for us to say that we're out of this bear market, you need to do something like this, okay? Right now, you've done this. You're pulling back. So if you put in a low here and then go on to put in a new high, you can say that you're out of the bear market within reason. That's more confirmation. Then you've taken out levels here. This is the head and shoulders that we're looking at. But right now, you're still very much in a bear market. And this can still be classed as just a relief rally. The likely scenario for me is that this sees more continuation. And the real question is, how deep does this pull back before you get that continuation? And are you going to be able to catch it? And, what is this number going to be and how's that going to impact markets? Because there hasn't really been much of a pullback throughout this entire move. So we even called this a beautiful, beautiful double bottom. We looked at bullish divergence on the RSI, which were more broad. So this is the daily, but it really starts from here to here. RSI was doing the opposite. We looked at stablecoin dominance. We looked at everything to kind of come up with a well-rounded view on why we did or didn't want to be back in the markets. And we made our decision. So positioning right now is very hard because you've got this. Let me get rid of my face. Not get rid of it, but make it a little bit smaller. You've got this potentially playing out. And this is how you typically will play out coming out of, if we look at the bull market. So really what I'm trying to say here is you're right at support. Resistance, sorry. And it's likely you get a pullback. The real question is, how deep is that pullback before we get what we believe is going to be continuation? So, this is really what I'm looking at. And please, guys, honestly, I can't stress it. In my opinion, if I had a group like what I've set up, being somebody that didn't have a group in the last bull and bear market, i.e. 2017 and 2018, I'd have been way ahead of the curve. But, we're looking at how does this play out? Or is it just this is the pullback and then you get that continuation? This level here, around about 24K, is going to be significant. Personally, I'm very set on Bitcoin coming to these levels. It's just how does it do it? And obviously, you know what altcoins will do as a result or following that. So the market's very choppy. I'm expecting quite a bit of volatility across the board. We will cover a little bit of news in just a second. Going into this on Tuesday, remember, you've got a weekend on the lead up to this. It would be better if it was happening tomorrow or something like that, so the weekend can kind of, be confirmed in terms of direction, whereas the weekend's going to be it's going to be crazy. And you need to be careful. Certainly if you're trading. In fact, it's funny because even though the market, and we've been expecting a pullback, there are altcoins that we've got longs off of successfully regardless of the markets broadly pulling back, which is very interesting. Very much fixed on more upside. But the thing is, again, I mean, do you just do something like this? Like where you just keep running? What the hell? I don't know. Do you just smash through this after sort of grinding up into it? I don't know. It's interesting. And I really am not 100% sure, to be honest, if I'm being blunt. We're lucky in the sense that we positioned into this. All the proofs in the pudding. We even posted the video that we gave on the 5th of January, guys, talking about upside and talking about investing in the crypto space after keeping everybody out for the majority of last year. And I'm not perfect, by the way, guys. I largely got this section over here wrong and had to flip bearish here, write it down, and now we're looking to write it back up. Potentially, but you still need to be wary of things like the yield curve. We've spoken about all these risks. It is still a rather bleak macro environment. Credit Suisse posted huge losses today. That's to do with earnings. People are now reciting that crash is back. You've got job layoffs across the board from Disney, etc., etc. But this actually could be deemed, it's usually when you get the job earnings, it's deemed that the revenue is going to be better from there. You've still obviously got geopolitical tensions. There's some good news coming out. We had BY Mellon, which is one of the largest banks. I think these guys are part of the sort of CBDC triangle that's being piloted in the UK. Oh, it's not a triangle, it's like a hexagon. 5 sides, right? That's a hexagon. I think. I don't know. I didn't do very well at school at all. I wasn't interested. I did okay, but I was barely there. So, it's very, very interesting to see, the likes of BY and Mellon saying that digital assets are here to stay. This is the thing. This is a technological revolution that hasn't even got off the ground yet. And there's going to be huge price appreciation on the back end of it. Just to bring up some altcoins, looking at Ethereum, again, key level. Yeah, this is what I drew for my Patreons yesterday, by the way, guys. We had a meeting yesterday that you can find if you join today. You can cancel your subscription after 1 month. It just means that I can give a lot more interaction with you guys on top of these videos, and you guys can have a look at exactly what I'm buying, why I'm looking at what I'm looking at, and kind of being more of a sort of closer to me, if that makes sense, in terms of what I'm doing. That's why it's a paid thing, because I can justify giving my time to it. But there's a number of altcoins that don't look too bad. I'm going to take the drawer off just in case I've got any other drawers that I don't really want to show. Look, key level. DOT is one that we're a massive fan of. Key level, you're dribbling up. And this is dangerous because you could just pop out the upside of it. Certainly if you get a low print that feeds into the market narrative of a soft landing. The other issue is, though, you're at key levels of resistance, which aren't typically where you want to be long. You're almost better waiting for the break and then the long. So I am pulling, I was going to say my hair out, but you can see that I wouldn't get very far on that endeavor in regards to trying to work this out right now in terms of if you want to put more money into the market or not at this point. Although we've made a lot of money over January and certainly February. And I'm not bragging about this, by the way, because believe me, I've given my fair share of money up to the markets. But that's part of the journey. You know, the road to being an investor and a trader is filled with losses. And that's just it's like riding a bike. You know, you fall off it before you get good at it. So that's really what I've got. I don't want to ramble on for too much longer. Guys, we are going to, and let me know if you would like, or you like the sound of this, do daily news updates. All in Crypto, I really want to be the main source, the number one channel that people go to for news, for market insights, for interviews, for individual dives on crypto projects. And we're really trying to facilitate this. And I think these market updates are crucial and vital and really helping people. I also want to start doing daily news updates where we cover everything that's happened in the past 24 hours so that you guys stay up to date with everything taking part in the crypto space. I'll be giving that myself initially. We have got offices that we're maybe looking to move into. And then we're going to continue to do our sort of videos in the evening where we look at individual projects, you know, give updates on them, what's going on, and so on and so forth. And also interviews. We've had some great guys on the guest, whether it be on the show, whether it be Derek Q, whether it be the guys that, you know, within the Cardano ecosystem, or elsewhere. We're looking at getting some people on within the Cosmos ecosystem for sure. That's all I've got for you guys. Tricky time to work this out, but, you know, we've got to, and you know what we're looking at. We've looked at this. Question is this the shoulder formed and you pop out of it and do something like that? Or does it take a little bit longer? I think both outcomes lead to upside. So take that for what it is. You know, greed over humility, maybe. I don't know. In regards to not knowing. And this is a hard thing for me. I know whenever I'm not unsure about something, the best thing for me to do is sit on my hands. But then I know there's a lot of people out there that are still sat on their hands from down here waiting for the debt ceiling to fail and the US to default on their debts. That was so funny that people were actually suggesting that the US were going to default on their debts when they can just literally up the debt ceiling, which is what they've done since the debt ceiling was introduced in 19... I can't even think. The debt ceiling is not a debt ceiling. It's an open rooftop bar. That's all I've got for you in this video, guys. I'm going to love and leave you on that note. If you enjoyed the content, like, always appreciate it. So, a comment, and I'll catch you all in the next YouTube video. Thanks a lot for watching, ladies and gents.